What's going on, guys? It's Monday morning. I hope you all had a good weekend. I'm heading to this place called Webster Flea Market. It's like the biggest flea market in Central Florida, or at least the biggest one I've known about. And this place is like legendary around here. I've heard a bunch of resellers talk about it over the years. I always hear people at yard sales and auctions talking about it. I've actually never gone, which is crazy because it's only like an hour and 10 minutes from my house. But it just so happened when I bought the cards last week, the bank wouldn't let me take out as much money as I needed. The guy I bought the car from, he has a booth up here at this flea market. Owe him like $3,000. I'm gonna drop that off to him today. He said he's got some other stuff for me to look at. And I'm also gonna bounce around the flea market and check this place out because like I said, I've never been. So we'll see what kind of stuff we can find today and I'll bring you guys along for the trip. That flea market was really cool. It's kind of like an unconventional setup too because they're running on a Monday, which most people are at work. And I talked to vendors out there and that's the only day they're open. If you're in the area, the flea market's called Webster Flea Market if you want to check it out. But I was out there for a few hours. The one thing I could say about it is like when I go to that trunk sale, there's just so many good deals. Like I just find good deal after good deal. At this sale, it took a little bit more digging and I had to go through a lot more booths to find deals because a lot of these people go out there every Monday and they're like full-time resellers, kind of like us, or most of us anyway, and they kind of price their things accordingly. But I still was able to get a lot of deals, and the main reason I was going out there was to get the card. So first I'll show you these card boxes because they're incredibly valuable, and you guys keep your eyes peeled for these if you're out and about. So I got two of these. These are the ones he was holding for collateral, so I gave him the final $3,000 today and he gave me these the final 3 boxes. So this box is the Topps 2004-2005 basketball first edition set, sealed in the original box. I can't remember exactly because I looked these up a couple weeks ago when we first started talking about making a deal. And I want to say that these boxes were going for like around $1,000 each. Now this one right here is the absolute holy grail of the collection. This was the main reason I was so interested in everything. I just got really lucky to find so many extra like graded awesome cards, but this was the main thing I was after. This is the 2003-2004 Topps trading cards first edition sealed box. This is LeBron James rookie year, so that's why this box is so valuable. And this box will sell for $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, somewhere in that range. 6 on the low end, 9,000 plus on the high end. So this box will pay for all the cards, essentially, with any luck. At least these 3 boxes, I'm pretty confident, will essentially pay for everything. So all those cards I showed you in the last video, pure profit. Okay, now let's get right back to it. I'll show you guys what I actually picked up today at the trunk sale. That was not part of the baseball cards deal, obviously. So this was a really cool piece. I've actually never seen a crock with like the screw-in thing for the beer to come out. But look at the graphic on there. Hygiene Home Ginger Beer. I actually paid $50 for this. I didn't see any like actual sold comps, but it's a really rare piece. There's one listed for $170 plus shipping. So I'm thinking I should be able to get somewhere between $100 to $150 plus shipping for this piece. I got a pair of Keen sandals. Picked these up for 10 bucks. I think they're only worth, I didn't even actually look them up when I was there. I think they're only worth like 35, 40 bucks, but it's springtime, so I think they'll sell pretty quickly. And they were in good condition. Obviously, they don't have much wear on them. So I didn't try to get them any cheaper or anything. I just paid the person $10. So I picked up 3 knives at that sale. This is the first of them. It's a Kershaw, and then here's the model number, 1006. This is a really nice piece here. Some of these are selling for around $150. The guy said it was 50 bucks. I tried to get it for 40. I'm trying to save a few bucks, but he said he was firm at 50, so I went ahead and bought it because it's in such good condition. Still has the sheath. This is the original sheath. It says Kershaw as well. Not all Kershaw knives are that valuable, but this was a good find, so I gladly paid 50. I got these 2 knives from the same guy. I paid $20 each. I know a lot about knives, so it's easy for me to spot the really good ones when there's a whole table full of them. But this is a good brand, Kabar, UNKA-BAR. Even in this rusty condition like this will still be like a $50-$60 knife plus. And this one says Western, which is also a really good brand, made in Boulder, Colorado. Most any good knife will be stamped right here. It'll have a maker's mark. You want to avoid knives that say Pakistan or China, because obviously those are cheap ones. But I paid $40 for both, and I think I should be able to get about $100 out of both of them, maybe more. Now this is a really unique piece. This is the kind of stuff that I'm always looking for, because you know, 99 out of 100 people just walk right by this thing. And it's a Simpson tube tester, model 555. And I don't know if it works or not, but for parts, it's worth about $80 roughly. And if it works, and if I plug in and everything seems to work right, I should be able to get $150 plus out of this. I paid $40 for the tube tester. Picked this up for $20. I didn't realize how heavy it was when I looked it up, but this thing is heavy. It probably weighs 18, 20 pounds. It's called the Bull's Bag. It's a rifle rest made by Uncle Bud's is the company that makes it, but yeah. It's just a rifle rest you set on the table, put your rifle in there, and you can hold it really steady. I paid $20 for it. It should sell for $50 or $60 plus shipping. I picked up 3 pair of boots from a guy for $20 each. The same guy I got the tube tester from, actually. These are Tony Lama snakeskin boots. I'll be able to like stuff them with stuff and fill them out really good for pictures, but they're in pretty good condition for what they are. And at $20 each, I think I should be able to average around $70 each on these. Now this is a brand I never heard of. I got them, these are the 3rd pair I got from the same guy. And this is called Code West, right? So they're really nice, but they look like they've been in storage for a long time. They need to be cleaned up, but we got some really good leather cleaner and stuff, so we'll go ahead and take care of it. But look at the soles of these things. I don't know if they were like resold recently or what, but the soles are like brand new. So I think the boots just sat in storage for a long time. They got like ornate metal right there. I'm not sure on the value, but I think I should be able to make a good profit on those. I picked up this Cashmaster Sigma 105. I honestly don't even know what this thing is, but this is why I like to look stuff up. You know, I'm walking across this guy's table and I see Cashmaster and then Sigma 105. So I just quickly pull out my phone, search on eBay, and see that these are selling for like $120 to $170. And it has a $15 price tag on it. It's a no-brainer to pick this stuff up. This is why you don't walk by everything. If it's something interesting and you're not really sure about it, look up the name and model number. It only takes about 30 seconds. It's worth it if it's a unique item that could be a banger like this. I got the Bud King Louis race car. It's got Louis the Lizard on it. This is a collectible one. Any of the Budweiser stuff with the lizard, the frogs, seems to be highly collectible. Spuds McKenzie the dog, he's another good mascot they had for a while. But I think there's a drag car in here, and it's mint in the box, and these are selling for around 100 plus, and I only paid $30 for it. Picked up this Chicago Bulls jacket. I don't know why I always buy jackets. It's just something I tend to buy a lot, and I don't know why they don't even sell that fast, but this one really caught my attention. It is cool with like the all over print on the, well, not all over because there's no back hit, but we got a lot going on the front and the sleeve, so it's a really cool piece. I got a friend of mine, I might try to see if he wants it for like $25, but if not, I think, I haven't looked up sold comps on this exact sweater, but it's got to be like $30 plus. It's made by UNK brand, UNK, and it's on the NBA tag, so it's a pretty cool licensed jacket. I think it should be worth 30 to 40, maybe more. Now I took a gamble on these because there's not much for information on them other than the brand. They are made in Germany, but it didn't tell me like the magnification of them or anything, so it was hard for me to really narrow down my search. This is the brand right here, Steiner, Germany. But when I looked up sold comps, a lot of them were like $100 bill, but then a lot of them were like $300, $400, $500. So the guy wanted 85, I offered 70 and he accepted. It's kind of a gamble because, you know, this could be the $100 pair for all I know. So I have to do a little bit more research. I'll list them and I'll see what I can do and see what I can find out. But, you know, sometimes you got to take a chance on stuff like this. If you think it might be a $300 pair of binoculars, you can pay the $70 because the worst case scenario, I sell them for $100 or $120. and I get my money back and still make a little bit of profit, and that's the worst case scenario. But best case, I can make several $100 profit. So we'll see what happens with these. This was a cool find. I got these Bentley wine bottle stoppers. If you look these up, they're selling for, well, they're not selling, they're listed for a bunch of money. I didn't see one listed for under $100, and there's two in this box, and it has the Bentley logo on it. I'll probably sell them separately. The problem is there's no sold comps, so all I can go off of is there's like 4 listed for $100 plus. So I pretty much guessed that these are going to be worth $50 or more. So I'll probably undercut everybody else and then just try to get them moved. But I paid $30 for this box with both of them in there. So I went to one booth and I was poking around. I found this Helbros, which is a good vintage brand, Helbros, and it's really clean. It looks like they replaced the band with a generic brand, or a generic band. But it's a really nice older watch. It should be somewhere around 50, 60 bucks. So I saw this, and then I saw this, and this is a really good brand. If this watch had the band, it was in good working condition, this would probably be $300 plus. Well, the girl told me she put a battery in it and it's not running. So she wanted 20 for this, 20 for these Harley Davidson gloves, which I think I can sell for around 50, 60 bucks. And then she was like, give me 20 for the gloves, 20 for the watch, and I'll throw this in. So $40 for everything. I was like, deal, because I could probably sell this thing for parts for like $100, and she threw it in as part of the deal. So I'll probably get 100 out of this, maybe more even, 60 out of this, and 50 out of this. So that'll basically be 40 into 200 plus. One guy had a big box of these Johnny Lightning. He probably had like 30 or 40 in there. They're Johnny Lightning cars. If you're not familiar with the brand, it's a good brand to be on the lookout for, especially if you're at a yard sale. You see a big box and you can buy it all at once. Well, he said he wanted $5 each. I started looking them up, and a lot of them were only worth like $5 or $7. So I didn't even really want to make him an offer on the whole box, because I figured he could make more money just selling them, piecing them out like that. But I just like to look for stuff that'll sell for a little bit more money than that. So these are all worth like $20, $30 each. So I went ahead and grabbed 3 of them, and I only spent $15 on them. But if I get $25 each, that'll be 15 into 75, and they're small and easy to deal with. So every once in a while, I'll pick up a few smalls like this. So I picked up the Micro Machines box. It's full of Micro Machines. I'll show you those here in a second. It came with these micro cards made by Micro Machines, but I looked these up. They're only worth like maybe $10 together. So obviously what I'm gonna do is throw those in with this case, and I'll probably just sell everything as a collection. Get this open. But these are all the Micro Machines like in the case, and there's some really good ones in here. We got like the military ones. They're like 1980s Galoob brand, which when you're looking at these, that's what you want to look for. I don't think I'll be able to get that on there, but there's a maker's mark on the bottom, and the company, a lot of people don't know that the company that makes Micro Machines is called Galoob, G-A-L-O-O-B. But yeah, there's like what, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's about 40 or 50 cars in here, so I should actually be able to get like $100 out of this collection, and I paid $25 for all the Micro Machine stuff. Last but not least, this is my favorite piece of the day, probably the biggest gamble though. It's made by this company, Con, which is really good for these musical instruments. This is a saxophone. I don't think I've ever bought a silver one like this, but when I looked up sold comps, they were kind of all over the place. Like, they were all in the hundreds of dollars, and some of the ones for parts were like $150, and some of the ones for parts were worth even more. But they were going all the way up to like $600, $700, $800. The guy said he wanted $150, so he kind of knew what he had, and I just wanted to take a chance on it because of the chance that it could be worth like $300, $400. So I went ahead and offered him $100, and he took it. So we'll polish it up the best we can, get it sold, but I'm really hoping it's one of the like $500, $600, $700 pieces. But we'll see what happens with that, because it has like the pearl buttons and everything. Really nice piece. And the patent on it is 1914. So usually those items are made after the patent date, but this could have been late teens, early 20s. So really good find. So that's everything we picked up at Webster Flea Market today. It was a really good haul. It was a really good day. I went there to get the cards, but all this other stuff was a bonus. It's Monday, so this stuff will keep me busy throughout the rest of the week. And I got thousands of cards to list. Not thousands, but hundreds of cards to list individually, which is gonna really keep me busy. I got the stuff I got at the auction last week, so I've just been grinding it out, and now that I'm like overloaded with inventory, I'll go ahead and take a break from sourcing, and I'll just be listing all week this week into early next week, and I should be all caught up and ready to go to an auction next Wednesday. So for like the next 10 days, I'm just gonna put my nose to the grindstone and like hammer out a bunch of listings and get all this stuff on there. Get it in, get it out, get it sold. That's the name of the game. But I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm glad you could come along today, and drop a comment below. Let me know what your favorite item was that I found today. And until next time, peace.